Hey everybody, thank you for joining me here on Let's Talk Weather. I'm meteorologist Rob Wilson, and it's been a week since I was able to record a forecast. I'd hoped to do one this past weekend, but I was out of town on business up in the Buffalo area actually, and the weather was spectacular. Chilly, but beautiful sunshine up there. And the hot news was front page news. I may even paste a picture in here so you can see it. But yeah, there on the front page was the fact that Erie did not break their record. Front page. Said, nice try, Erie. And I'm thinking, I actually posted on Facebook, so my friends have seen it, that I'm not quite sure that's the thing that I would put on the front page of my paper, the fact that a different city didn't break my record for the worst snowy winter ever. Okay, yeah, sure. If that's what you got time for on a Saturday for your paper, good to go. But anyway, the numbers are there. We talked about that last week. Actually, it was a big part of our forecast last week. Was that Erie was probably not going to make it. It had a slim chance of doing it, and sure enough, that tended to be the case. It actually was the case. So yeah, slim pickings now for any snow. Actually, there might be a few flakes in the forecast that I'm going to show you, but accumulation-wise, probably awfully limited to none. So, but chances are still there. Why not? It's not June yet, right? People in Erie know what I'm talking about. But here over the next few days, we are going to see another transition. We've had decent a few days here and there. The next few days are going to be cool, a little breezy, a little rain here and there. They had a double header of the Pirates game because I'm talking to you on Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. They had a double header because of the rain out on Tuesday, and even had some delays in there due to some light sprinkles here this evening. But things are looking better. I think you're going to like what I show you in the extended forecast. Got a special request for a forecast from my friend Wendy. Actually, we're on the PTO together. She's the president. I'm the treasurer, and because this weekend, this Sunday, happens to be I believe it's at Kennywood. They have for season pass holders a special day where just season ticket holders get to come in and do an early run. So she's hoping for good weather on the Sunday. We'll take a look at that for you, Wendy, and we'll talk about the week ahead as well. All right, let's start talking numbers and pictures and all that other good stuff. I'm going to swing myself out of the way, put myself down here into the corner. There I go, down into the corner. Boom. All right. What's the picture showing? This is your infrared satellite, and I see a few cool features showing up on the map. Oh, spinning away. I've got a couple of different centers of low pressure. One right here in out of Missouri, dropping into northern Arkansas. We got the low that's been bringing us a little bit of active weather here in the New York and Pennsylvania area here over the last couple of days. You can see it spinning through, and then look at the cold air. There is a big interesting. Oh, I love this. I love watching these. All right, I got to pop up the map because this is something that is fun to draw. Okay, out here to the west, I have to do it. Watch this. You can see this band of clouds here. I'm going to draw a line through it here. See this thing right here? There is cool air dumping in behind that. I'm going to clear it off so now you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. This is cool because it's that transition between cool air and warm air. You're definitely seeing a shoving action going on because what's happening is that we have high pressure. Actually, let me go like this. There we go. We have high pressure that is out here off the west coast, and we have low pressure up here to the north. So here's your cold air. Let's see if I can get this to draw. Oh, nope, because I messed it up. Why not? There we go. We've got low pressure and cool air coming down from the north. There it is right here, and it is pushing these clouds out of the way. Here are your clouds here, and you can see the cold air dropping down like this. On this side, to the left of it, you've got warm air shoving in like this. And what that means is you can see the clouds being forced up. So you've got this cool little thing right here. I love seeing that. So good stuff on the west coast. Let's talk about our low pressures because, again, that's a little bit farther away. But here's our low here. We got low pressure right over here. There we go. And again, cool air dumping down up here, so that definitely tells me there's high pressure over here. And you've got the cool air dropping down into the Montana, Wyoming, and into the Dakotas. Now, what is going to happen for us? Well, this low pressure here in the Central Plains is going to trek off to the east like this. We're going to get a little bit of a blow from it. Now, it's a matter of exactly where it ends up, but it will push our temperatures mid upper 50s, chance at low 60s, and rain, which is wrapped around this low, is going to give us a little bit of a graze. How far into the Pittsburgh area it goes is still a little bit in question, but I would say central PA more likely to get wet weather than us here in Pittsburgh or in Ohio, but still chances at it. And then it's this cool air here as dropping it behind the low that may give us some snow chances in western New York and into northwestern Pennsylvania as we go through the next 72 hours, give or take. All right, great weather down in Florida, some thunderstorm activity down here in southern Texas, and those are your major features. So let's talk about what is happening as we go to our radar. Okay, here is our local picture. What we're seeing is rain continue to move off to the east. I'll drop back a little bit. You can see the low. There it is spinning that I just showed it to you on the satellite picture. And there is all the rain from the low pressure center there in Arkansas and into Missouri and Arkansas here. So again, what are we expecting from that? Well, again, move to the east a little bit and then up to the north, and that means chances for wet weather here. But we're talking about sprinkles, maybe a couple showers on Friday, some chances for wet weather on Saturday. But does that impact our Sunday? Wendy, I know you're paying attention. Does that impact our weather on Sunday, or does it clear the region in time for Kennywood fun at the end of the weekend? I don't want to give it all away yet, but I think we're going to be happy with how things play out. Let's go to the national picture, and you can kind of see just what's going on. It's pretty quiet. Cool air dumping in out of Montana. I showed that to you. And even though I drew those clouds, remember over here, it's not having a lot of impact as far as like rain or anything, but if you were to see the temperature profile out to the west, it's a little bit of a different story. Actually, I can do that if I go like this, and we'll drop in our temperatures. Notice the difference in temperatures. Warm air here, cool air here. That's that kind of shifting thing that I showed you where the cold air is dropping down in this area but being pushed up in the warm air right along the west coast. So if you're on the west coast, Portland, Eugene, all the way up into Seattle, down through down southern Oregon into Wairika area, Shasta, all pretty good conditions for you there. All right. Let's move ahead one more time. We'll talk model data now. What do we got going on? Let me drop this back to the beginning. This is where we are now. There's that low pressure. You can see it right here. That low pressure traipses off. Let's go to Thursday morning. And you start to see a little bit of weak high pressure here, but it is a short-term thing. That is going to kick through quickly, give us decent weather for Thursday, and then gone. And then we move into early Friday. Here we are, 12Z. Okay, that's going to be for us 4 hours time difference, again, an Eastern time zone. So -4 gives us 8 a.m. on Friday. And you can see what is shaping up here. We'll drop this down. There is what was at low in the Arkansas, Missouri area. This is it here. Okay, so what we're going to see is this bad boy here. It is going to continue to bring the rain, but you can see, circle right here, it is going to push off in this direction. And we'll see what happens with the, this. Is that going to drop through like this? Well, probably. We'll just have to kind of see how that all plays out. But all right, we'll clear that off. All right. Push that into play. And there goes the rain to the north and east, like I talked about. Here comes the trailing cold front behind it. And there are your chances for some light showers Friday evening. Again, sporadic, spotty stuff, nothing really heavy, but showers nonetheless. They pass through by early Saturday morning. There's not much going on. Here we are, 8 o'clock. Still looking at some showers, and there it is. Remember we talked about this. I mentioned just a minute ago, are we going to get snow? It's possible. I can't say it is impossible because clearly you can see it right here on the map. Okay? All this blue area. That is snow. Watch as it kicks through. I'm going to clear that off here. Watch what happens as I push this forward hour by hour, and we'll see what happens. Ooh, I actually have to clear that off. Goes like this. It will move ahead, and come on, Rob. There we go. Oh, I'm at the end of the loop. Stupid me. I'm smart. This is what happens. Let me go back a couple of hours here. Your showers on Saturday. See them there? There's the rain. Little bit of blue mixed up in there. May not get snow in Erie. There it is, a little bit of snow, western New York, highest elevations, maybe a little bit of stuff off of Lake Ontario into the Toronto area, but really, it's not too shabby. Now, I want to draw your attention to that high pressure that's there in southern Illinois, now in Kentucky. That's this high pressure here, right here, okay? Watch where this thing ends up. This is our major weather maker. By the way, Wendy, here is your Sunday forecast with the high pressure in and, oops, I kicked all the way out. Let's go back here. There we go. Sunday, that's 8 o'clock in the morning. That's early afternoon, 2 o'clock. Notice dry air. And here we are Sunday evening. High pressure is going to build in. This is the good stuff. Now, as we push forward, watch where that high goes. All right, still around. Off the southern east coast, off the Carolina coast. Here it is right down here. This creates a giant bubble. In the weather biz, we like to use the phrase, big bubble, no trouble. That tells you that high pressure is in place, and what it does is it creates an area where not much is going to happen because all the clouds have to go, or all the action has to go around it. It creates what in essence is a giant bubble. You can see the lines around. These are pressure lines, isobars. Okay, what that does is it shows you this dome of non-activity. Notice there's no clouds, no rain in there. And even if I advance this slide much, you'll continue to see that high pressure stay in place. A little bit of rain there. This is all the way out Wednesday. But watch, the high even eats the early rain away. Yes, keep going, all the way till next Friday. We're talking about a week. Well, not quite a week, because this really starts to get good on Sunday. So easily 5 days. And then the rain will move in, and we'll see the rain kind of stick around here as we make our way into the early part of the weekend. But again, we're far enough out here, we're not going to worry about it. But the key for us is, starting on Sunday, high pressure builds in, develops, embeds itself over the eastern U.S., and that gives us a week chock full of sunshine, warming temperatures that are actually going to end up climbing warmer than average. We're going to see some 70s on the way. I'm going to bring up the numerical model here, and I'm going to show you a key for this, just so you can go through a couple little features. I promise to do this. I won't go do a deep dive on this, but I do want to kind of show you some of the highlights. But the keys are Monday, look at the highs, 66 for a high, 74 on Tuesday, 78 on Wednesday. I mean, this is pretty clear because it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's very straightforward. But how do we translate this? All right, there it is. I actually have a key. What website? This is, if you look up here to the top left, it's nationalweatherservice.noaa.gov. You can see there's a way to get to this. Just do a Google search and you can put in, like, again, MOS, and it'll show up in your list. You can find it. The key will help you decode this. FHR. See that right there? That tells me that's the forecast hour. How many hours for from the model runtime? Okay, so if it's a 0Z, this one happens to be a 12Z run, that means that this 48 tells you this is 48 hours after the model was run. 12Z is -4, that was 8 o'clock in the morning today, which was Tuesday. All right. X and N, daytime max and nighttime min temperatures. That's why I know that the first number is the low, the second number is the high. It's not rocket science. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Where it gets complicated is the stuff down below. You got your temperatures. Now, the temp is the temperature valid at that hour. So rather than the high and the low, we know that at the 48-hour mark on this Friday, the temperature is going to be 46. I know the 48-hour mark after 12Z is going to be 12Z on Friday. So that means that at 4 o'clock in the morning, the temperature, the model says it's 46, 48 early on Saturday. These are not your lows. That's your temperature expected at that time. Because you'll notice the low is actually 45. The temperature is 48. Why is that important? Because there are days when the temperature will fall during the day. The highs and lows don't really help you discern that, but your temperature during the day does. Okay? Why? Because watch this. Watch what happens on Saturday. Okay, I'm going to actually blow this up a little bit so it's easier to see. Notice that your temperature at 8 in the morning is the same as it is at 8 at night. That is not overly normal. Okay, normally it's going to be warmer at 8 at night than it is at 8 in the morning, because 8 in the morning is not too long after sunrise. That's usually one of your coolest temperatures. But this tells me that we're going to be cooling down for a good chunk of that day because your temperatures are identical and your high during the day is 55. But believe it or not, that 55 probably happens early in the day, and then it cools quickly after that. Because notice a normal day, 37 and 50, 39 and 63. So again, all kinds of cool stuff that you can find out. Find this key. We'll go through this in more detail another time. But just fun stuff you can see. These models are available. I'm not using anything that is proprietary. It's not like I had to pay for it. This is all readily available on the internet. So once you learn how to kind of decode some of these things, really, you won't even need me anymore. You can do this on your own. But I'm here to just kind of add my expertise and my experience to how to kind of decode even some of the visual models into what we're seeing. But for now, the good news for us, from Sunday on, again, cloudy in the morning, look at all that sunshine, clear, 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 all the way through Wednesday. Loving it, loving it. All right, that's your forecast for now. Thank you for joining me here again on Let's Talk Weather. Meteorologist Rob Wilson. Check it again. Hopefully I'll be able to update this maybe late in the weekend or early next week. Really, it's not going to be a whole lot to say because it's going to be a lot of good news for next week. But we'll keep a tune here and make sure that's going to happen. We'll talk temperatures. There's got to be a warm-up on the way. I'm looking for that. I got some gardening to do, some weeding. You know, I probably need to mow the lawn too. Maybe there's not a good news in this forecast. We'll see. All right. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.